Hey guys, how's it going? Spinosaurus the King here. I'm here with a special guest. He's actually a filmmaker. He's got a website, he's got a YouTube account and an Instagram. He's not really active on YouTube, but he's very active on his website and his Instagram. Say hi, bro.
What's up, everyone? My name's David Church. I'm a good friend of Spinosaurus the King.
Yep, he's really an awesome guy. He was the director of Jurassic World Stranded on Site C. And yeah, so basically in this video, we're going to be talking about the major improvements on the Allosaurus from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom to Jurassic World Battle of Big Rock, because the improvements were really good. Do you want to start off, David, and I'll go next on my thoughts?
Sure. Well, when I first saw Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, actually, let's go back to the trailers. When I first saw the trailers, it showed a meat-eating dinosaur with a narrow snout and 3 fingers. And, for the longest time, no one really knew what it was. Some suggested Suchomimus, some suggested Metriacanthosaurus, some even suggested Monolophosaurus. But it wasn't until official sources came out and said it was an Allosaurus.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree, because like for the longest time, I had no idea what kind of dinosaur it was. I honestly thought, people were saying Suchomimus, I didn't agree with that, or same with Baryonyx, I didn't agree with that either. I honestly thought it was either a Metriacanthosaurus or a Monolophosaurus. Those were my major picks, because that's what it resembled the most, you know? Like my main pick was Metriacanthosaurus, because it fits perfect for the size for a Metriacanthosaurus, you know?
Oh yeah.
So like, but then once they announced it was an Allosaurus, I'm like, what? I mean, even if this was a juvenile Allosaurus, it doesn't have the sculpture or anything like the Allosaurus. The arms are too small, the crescents are wrong. It resembles a Metriacanthosaurus.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of people that the Allosaurus in Fallen Kingdom wasn't exactly the best dinosaur design they ever did.
No, it wasn't, and I was kind of disappointed because I've been waiting to see Allosaurus in the Jurassic Park franchise for so long, so when I saw Fallen Kingdom, that was one of my major disappointments with it. It didn't get much screen time, it got killed off right away, and its design was not accurate to the fossil, you know?
Yeah. And then along came Battle at Big Rock about a year later, and boy did we get a vast improvement.
Right?
Oh my god, I swear to god, as soon as I saw the Allosaurus come out of the shadow behind the trailer, I knew right away it was an Allosaurus because its sculpture was amazing. Like, if you look at its crescents, its arms, how big it was, like everything, it resembled everything from the fossil Allosaurus. Like, that Allosaurus was obviously a large Allosaurus. It was around 40 feet and about, I think 13 feet high. It was big. It was a big Allosaurus. It was almost the size of Sarcophagus, just slightly smaller. And I believe that was Allosaurus fragilis in that movie, I'm pretty sure.
Although actually, I believe the Allosaurus in Battle at Big Rock is actually based on a newly named species, Allosaurus Jim something. I'm sorry, I'm butchering it.
Yeah, because I've always been wondering too, because like I think I know it looks like fragilis, but I'm pretty sure fragilis is one of the smaller species of Allosaurus, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that one got to around like 9 or 10 meters. But I do know there is a large Allosaurus species that got to around 12 meters, just making it very slightly smaller than Sarcophagus.
Ah, right.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that Allosaurus in Battle of Big Rock was that species. I don't know the exact species. I think you're right. I think it was G something, but I'll have to do more research to find out exactly what kind of species that was.
Because originally the new species was assigned to Allosaurus fragilis, but has recently been renamed as a new species of Allosaurus.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree, and I'm just happy to see like the design. I loved the colors too. It was blue on the top and it had like a yellow bottom. I think it looked really nice. The arms were nice and fully functional. The crescents looked very accurate to the fossil. Like, it basically resembled the fossil Allosaurus exactly. I had no complaints about the Allosaurus, not even one, nothing.
I really like the new design too.
Yeah, it was, oh my god. Like, I got so excited.
Yeah, the design actually reminded me of like the Popo Allosaurus figure, like in terms of the design and the spikes along the back, and also the Jurassic Park 2013 Allosaurus toy.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I love the spikes on the spot. I'm pretty sure the Allosaurus in Battle of Big Rock was a male, because I heard from a few people that the male Allosauruses are the ones that are larger and the ones that have the spikes on the back, and the females don't have any spikes on their back and they're slightly smaller. Like, I know sometimes the females are bigger, like for example, when it comes to Tyrannosaurus rex species, the females are larger than the males.
Well, as far as Battle at Big Rock goes, I've heard it both ways. Like, I've heard it being called male, I've heard it being called a female.
Yeah, same here. My major guess is the male though, because I heard that the males are the only ones that have the spikes, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm right though. I'm almost guaranteed. Now, I guess, so let's talk about this. What made Allosaurus become one of your favorite dinosaurs, David? I'll tell you my reason after you tell me yours.
Well, I think as far as the Jurassic goes, Allosaurus is definitely a favorite. I mean, it's just the what's the right? You know, it's like it's the archetype of a Jurassic predator. Long arms, 3 claws, a powerful jaw set, and the fact that, you know, it's been in so much different kinds of media, like books, TV, documentaries. But you don't see it much in feature films.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking forward to seeing Allosaurus in future films besides the Jurassic Park franchise.
Yeah, remember when it was in Land of the Lost?
Okay, that Allosaurus was actually pretty accurate. I like that Allosaurus. It was definitely better than the Fallen Kingdom one, but not better than Battle of Big Rock.
Indeed. Also the one in Land of the Lost. That had so little screen time, you know?
It did, and I was kind of disappointed how it got killed off, too.
Yeah, because like in the original Land of the Lost series, which the movie's based on, there was a recurring Allosaurus character.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, I guess now I'll tell you guys the reasons why I love the Allosaurus. So I just love the design of it. I love the crescents on its head. I love how it had fully functional, powerful arms, just like the Spinosaurus. Like, you know, if Allosaurus wanted to, it could probably run on all fours like the Spinosaurus, but they obviously don't. They run on twos. Like, I think the only time the Spinosaurus would be on all fours is when it was hunting for fish in the water. That's about it, though.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I just love Allosaurus. It has, like, you know, it doesn't have a strong bite force. I like how it uses its mouth as like an axe on its prey, and it, you know, I love the size of it. It's slightly smaller than T-Rex, ever so slightly. I'm talking just, you know, a few feet, you know.
Depending on the species, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, on the larger species, you know, like Saurophognax is actually the same size as T-Rex. The bigger Allosaurus species is just slightly smaller than the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Although, don't forget that some scientists consider, like, there is that debate as to whether Saurophognax is actually a distinct genus or just a large species of Allosaurus.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure it's confirmed. It's in the Allosaurus family, obviously, because if you look at it, it basically looks like an Allosaurus. The only difference is size, you know.
I mean, yes, it is a part of the Allosaurus family, but we don't know. But there's still been some debate as to whether it's just a big Allosaurus or a distinct, unique dino, you know?
Yeah, because it could just be an Allosaurus that's a little, yeah, like it could be an Allosaurus that's rare to get that big, maybe. You never know, right?
True.
But also the Allosaurus, I love it because it was basically the king of the Jurassic. The only animal that could take it out is a the only carnivore animal that could take it out is a Saurophognax. You know, like Allosaurus was stronger than Ceratosaurus, Dilophosaurus, Torvosaurus. It was almost the king. It was the prince of the Jurassic. You know.
Pretty much. I mean, and considering at how many fossil sites have had Allosaurus remains.
Yeah, and plus even its fighting experience was really good. It fought Stegosaurus, Diplodocus, it fought Brachiosaurus, it fought Torvosaurus, it fought Ceratosaurus, and it also fought, what else? Saurophognax. The only dinosaur it didn't fight was Dilophosaurus, because Dilophosaurus was in the early Jurassic period, I believe.
Right.
And Allosaurus was in the late Jurassic.
Not to mention, too, that, there's actually a piece of fossil evidence that showed, like, an Allosaurus bone that had a hole in it because of a Stegosaurus tail spike.
Yeah, I mean, there is evidence that they fought because, you know, there's been fossil damage on, I think once they actually found an Allosaurus tooth stuck in a Stegosaurus bone, which proves that they actually fought.
Interesting indeed.
Yeah, it is very interesting, and the Allosaurus is actually my second favorite dinosaur of all time, while Spinosaurus is my first, because, like, I've always been a huge fan of it, and it's always been a part of the Jurassic franchise for so long. I think the only disappointing times I've seen Allosaurus in the franchise was when I saw Allosaurus in Jurassic World the game. It did not look like an accurate Allosaurus, and also when we saw Allosaurus in Fallen Kingdom, I did not really like the designs for those two, you know?
Good point.
Yeah, they could have definitely improved on those, but then we got Battle of Big Rock, so that satisfied me.
Also, another thing I think is kind of funky about the Allosaurus, the Jurassic franchise that is that, you know, when we first saw it in Fallen Kingdom, it was a juvenile, and then Battle at Big Rock, which is just about a year or less later, it's fully grown and huge.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I kind of think that wasn't this. I don't. I know some people think it's the same Allosaurus. I personally don't think it was because I don't think an Allosaurus could grow like 4 or 5 meters in just 1 year. That's very That's impossible.
But there are actually two things to consider about that theory, brother. One is that at least with some dinosaurs bred by InGen and Masrani, they were given growth hormones so they could like grow very quickly in a short amount of time.
Okay, I mean that does make sense because we do know that Dr. Henry Wu said nothing in Jurassic World is natural, meaning that basically, so basically the only super hybrids that are like really genetically modified was the Indoraptor and the Indominus Rex. They are the only ones that are genetically modified. The other dinosaurs in the franchise, like all the carnivores, they were all hybrids, but they weren't like major hybrids. Like they were just hybrids of a couple other animals to fill in the gaps, basically.
But my point is like, but basically my point is that maybe they were given growth accelerators, and that's why it's so big in less than a year. And then the other theory I believe is on the manifesto of the ship Arcadia that transported the dinosaurs from Nublar to the Lockwood Estate in Fallen Kingdom. It showed that they caught a lot of Allosauruses, and one of them was an adult.
One of them was an adult?
But we didn't see it during the auction scene.
Well, there was a few dinosaurs that were actually cut out of the auction scene. Like, we do know I think Pachyrhinosaurus was in it, and same with Pachycephalosaurus, and I think there's a couple other dinosaurs that are in it as well, but they cut them out. Because I do remember seeing that they were sold,
Because as Colin Trevorrow once said, we only saw the dinosaurs JA pointed the cameras at.
Yep, that is true. I still don't understand. I mean, I guess there's only a certain amount of dinosaurs you can have in a movie, but I still really don't understand why would they film the Dilophosaurus and then cut it out. Like, apparently it was only a 2 to 3 minute scene. How would that make the movie over long? The movie was short. It was only 2 hours and 8 minutes. Like, I personally would love to see a Jurassic film that's around 2.5 hours.
Yeah. It would have been nice to have a proper return of the Dilophosaurus. Because, I mean, that hologram cameo was nice and all, but it's not an in-flesh Dilophosaurus,
Exactly. Plus, I want to see a fully grown Dilophosaurus because we never seen that in the franchise. I mean, we did see it in my short film I created, but I'm talking about a live action version,
Right.
Like we all want to see this dinosaur come back in a live action version. Same with Spinosaurus. Like basically, we've seen every dinosaur fully grown in the franchise except for Indominus Rex. And Spinosaurus and Dilophosaurus, but Indominus Rex is obviously not coming back. But honestly, I hope in Dominion, if Spinosaurus and Dilophosaurus come back, I want to see them fully grown because I want to see what their roars would sound like when they're fully grown. I want to see how much stronger they would be. Like, don't you think that would be really cool to add to the franchise, bro?
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
It'd be very interesting because we do know Spinosaurus' max size was 60 feet, and we do know Dilophosaurus' max size was 23 feet. And if you look at the Jurassic Park 3 Spino, it was like 40 to 45 feet, so it was still quite away from being fully grown. And the Dilophosaurus in Jurassic Park was around 10 feet long, which means it's still quite away from being fully grown, both of them.
Yeah, I mean, just look how small it was compared to Nedry. And then if you look at the Dilophosaurus hologram in Jurassic World before the raptor attacks it, you'll see that the raptor is almost the same size as the Dilophosaurus. So.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that Dilophosaurus hologram we saw, it definitely was bigger than the one we saw in Jurassic Park. That was the good news. The bad news is that it still wasn't fully grown. That was not a fully grown Dilophosaurus, 100%. It was like, I think it was slightly larger than Delta, so like, we do know Delta is around 40 meters, so I say that Dilophosaurus was about maybe 5 meters max.
Maybe.
Yeah, or maybe it was the size of Delta, I don't know, but like, it was not, let's be honest, that was not a fully grown Dilophosaurus.
Well, that might be the case, but at least we can all agree that it means the one in Jurassic Park wasn't fully grown at all.
Yeah. Well, let's just hope that they bring back an actual Dilophosaurus so we see it at the correct size. The correct size is 23 feet, and 23 feet is 7 meters in length, so that's the size of a Dilophosaurus I want to see in Dominion,
True.
Very nice. And Spinosaurus, 60 feet is 18 meters, so if Spinosaurus comes back, which I highly doubt he will, because unfortunately a lot of people don't like Spinosaurus because it killed off the Tyrannosaurus Rex in Jurassic Park 3.
You know what I have to say about that? Boo-hoo.
Yeah. Well, I still love the Spinosaurus, even though it killed the T-Rex, because like we finally got a new real dinosaur for a main villain instead of Tyrannosaurus Rex for a change, Like, what's so bad about that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a nice breath of fresh air, and I'll admit, when I first saw Jurassic Park 3 when I was like 5 years old, I was surprised to see the death of the T-Rex, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it was still cool to see the Battle of Big Rock. I love that movie because we finally, there wasn't T-Rex in that movie. It was based off Allosaurus. Like, T-Rex has had enough screen time. They need to focus on dinosaurs that don't get much screen time, you know?
And personally, as long as we're on Battle at Big Rock, it was cool to see the Pseudoceratops like in a pop culture related thing. However, because we'd never had any evidence of the Pseudoceratops in the being bred by Masrani or InGen, it was a little weird at first, to be honest.
When I don't think, like, there is a few dinosaurs that were not on InGen's list. I'm pretty sure that's Pseudoceratops, Spinosaurus, and Ceratosaurus and Corythosaurus. I believe those were the dinosaurs that were not on InGen's list.
True, but my point is, since we do know for sure that a Pachyrhinosaurus was saved, I think it would have been cool to see that one too.
I would love to see Pachyrhinosaurus in Jurassic World Dominion because that's one of my favorite, ceratopsian dinosaurs for sure.
And it's one of my favorite dinosaurs, period.
Yep, I know. Isn't that your favorite herbivore dinosaur?
One of them, yeah.
Nice. What's your favorite carnivore dinosaur again? Do you have one or no?
I don't really have one, but I do have like a list. That includes Gorgosaurus, Carnotaurus, T-Rex, Spinosaurus, Allosaurus.
Saurophagonix?
I don't know if I'd put it in the top 10, but it'd probably be in the top 20.
Definitely nice. I mean, I think Metriacanthosaurus could be a cool cameo in Dominion. Like, what if we saw Metriacanthosaurus take on a Carnotaurus or a Ceratosaurus? That would be a nice fight.
Maybe if they did it in a flashback scene, because you got to remember that it's in the film universe, Metriacanthosaurus and Edmontosaurus are extinct.
It's true, but don't forget they probably still have their DNA. So it is possible we could see them return, but we don't know for sure. But the ones from Newbar, yes, those ones are definitely extinct because it's confirmed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, there's also been some weird rumors about Spinosaurus. Like, it does say on Newbar that the Spinosaurus was extinct, but don't forget they could have more than one Spinosaurus. Like, I don't think that Spinosaurus was the one from Sorna, because I think that one was left on Sorna. Because if the Spinosaurus from Sorna was on Newbar, we probably would have saw it in Jurassic World or Fallen Kingdom. We would have saw it in at least one of them if it was, in my opinion.
Well, don't forget, Spinosaurus was originally going to return in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
That is true, yeah. And I'm actually glad they didn't make it return. The only reason why is because the original plot was that they're going to show Rexy killing it, and I don't think that wouldn't solve anything. Like if the Spinosaurus comes back, I really don't want to see the rematch because it's just going to make, like, here's the thing. If Rexy wins, the Spinosaurus fans are going to hate the movie. If Spinosaurus wins, the Rexy fans are going to hate the movie, you know?
Yeah, open up a new can of worms.
Yeah, it's not gonna solve anything. It's gonna make things worse, you know. If Spinosaurus comes back, he either fight. If I were the director, I'd either have Spinosaurus fight no dinosaurs, or I'd make it fight like a Giganotosaurus or a Carcharodontosaurus, so Rex fans won't be mad if Spinosaurus wins, you know.
Besides, that scene in Jurassic World where Rexy burst through the Spinosaurus skeleton, I know that some people were satisfied with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's good enough. That's good enough for a rematch, in my opinion. No.
Yeah, because I remember like seeing the Spinosaurus skeleton being burst through, and I know some people, they appreciated that as instead of a full-blown rematch.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't want the rematch, but I appreciate that just to make Rex fans hopefully be quiet, you know. No, back on the Allosaurus, it is an awesome dinosaur. I love everything about it. I love its fully functional arms. I love its speed. Like, dude, it could run so fast. The fastest it could run was 55 kilometers in 1 hour. That's almost as fast as the Carnotaurus. Very, very fast. And it had a great fighting experience. I know it couldn't kill a Brachiosaurus. The only way it could win is if it was a sick Brachiosaurus or if it was a juvenile. But if it was a healthy, fully grown Brachiosaurus, the Allosaurus, wouldn't stand a chance. Because we do know Brachiosaurus weighs 80 tons, and the Allosaurus weighs I think 10, 12 tons. So it's impossible. Not even Dominus Rex could kill that unless it was a sick one.
Although Indominus Rex can kill Brachiosaurus in Jurassic World Evolution, but the canon status of that game is only so-so.
I've seen that game is kind of unrealistic. I've seen some fights where Allosaurus was killing, you know, T-Rex and Spinosaurus, which just shows how unrealistic the fights can be.
Well, don't forget, like, I believe you can breed them to be, like, stronger and stuff. But then again, if you don't, like, make any genetic modifications, then T-Rex and Spinosaurus should kill that Allo.
But anyways, guys, I think we pretty much summed out everything about, you know, the Allosaurus difference from Fallen Kingdom to Battle of Big Rock. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel and also David's channel. I'll put his website, his YouTube, and Instagram in the description. And do you want to end out the video by saying bye, bro?
Alright, thank you. Well, but before I go, I'll just say that Spinosaurus the King and I have been good friends for over a year now, and...
way over a year. It's been like a year and a half.
Yeah, and basically, I really thank him for inviting me on today. It was fun to discuss Jurassic World, and...
It was a great time you on.
Thanks, and I think it'll be fun to do more of these.
Definitely.
Anyways, guys, take care.
Bye.